gospel singer plugged in an electric guitar, made the future sound holy, and somehow turned rain, strange happenings, and the sky itself into rock and roll evidence. Welcome to Music Storytime, where we gently kidnap your algorithm and introduce it to better taste in music. Enjoy the background music in the free usage playlist, you dirty scoundrels. Now continuing today's focus music band, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. That is Sister Rosetta Tharpe, and if there was ever a squabble over who lit the fuse early, her name belongs near the front of the argument with a grin and an amplifier. Sister Rosetta Tharpe did not ease into history. She strode into it with a guitar bright enough to cut through the room and a voice that could sound like testimony, invitation, and joyful command all at once. She started in church, but she did not leave her sound there under glass. She carried it into concert halls, nightclubs, recordings, and anywhere else music was supposed to behave itself. It did not, thankfully. Start with Strange Things Happening Every Day, because this is one of those records where you can practically hear the floorboards realize they are now part of something larger. The groove has snap, the guitar has bite, and the whole thing moves with a confidence that makes later rock and roll sound less like a sudden invention and more like a kid showing up late to class. This is the song to check out when you want to hear how sacred music, swing, and electric swagger could all live in one body without a single second of apology. Then there is Didn't It Rain, which comes in like weather with rhythm. This song gives Sister Rosetta Tharpe room to be stormy, playful, ecstatic, and completely in control of the chaos. That is part of her magic. She could make a traditional spiritual feel immediate, physical, and thrilling, like the message had just arrived with wet shoes and a hot guitar amp. If Strange Things Happening Every Day is the spark, Didn't It Rain is the thunderclap that lets you know the whole sky is now involved. And then, Up Above My Head, which might be the sunbeam in the set, except this sunbeam has rhythm and excellent timing. This is one of those songs where joy is not a background feeling. It is the engine. The performance feels communal right away, the kind of song that seems to pull more people into the room even if you are listening alone. Sister Rosetta Tharpe had a way of making spiritual certainty sound lively instead of stiff, and this is a perfect example. The song does not hover politely. It swings. One of the wilder and more delightful parts of her story is that she did all this while stepping into spaces that made some religious traditionalists uneasy. She brought gospel into popular performance culture with electric guitar in hand, which now seems visionary and obvious, but at the time had real shock value. Good. Music this alive should cause at least a little squabble. And then there is the legendary wedding concert, because of course Sister Rosetta Tharpe was the sort of artist who could turn her own wedding into a public musical event. That detail alone tells you a lot. She was not built for dim corners or timid scale. She played with force, style, humor, and a kind of radiance that made the line between sacred and spectacular feel a lot more porous. So, line up Strange Things Happening Every Day, Didn't It Rain, and Up Above My Head, and you get three brilliant angles on Sister Rosetta Tharpe. One crackles, one storms, one shines. Together they show a musician who could turn faith into motion, guitar into prophecy, and a stage into the exact place where gospel, joy, and the birth of rock and roll start shaking hands.